Imagine waking up every morning knowing that you are enough, just as you are. Picture yourself moving through the day without the weight of self-doubt, without the constant need for external validation. What would it be like to fully accept and love yourself, flaws and all? For many, the idea of self-love feels distant, even unattainable. We live in a world where perfection is often celebrated, and anything less can feel like failure. But here's the truth. Self-love is not about being perfect. It's about being whole, embracing your imperfections, and treating yourself with the kindness, respect, and compassion you deserve. It's about recognizing that you are worthy of love, regardless of your mistakes, your struggles, or your challenges. The journey to self-love is not about achieving some idealized version of yourself. It's about learning to love and accept the person you are right now. So what does it truly mean to love yourself? How does it feel to step into a life where you are your own biggest supporter, not your harshest critic? Let's explore what self-love truly means and how it can transform the way we live, grow, and connect with the world around us. Self-love starts with the acceptance of imperfection. It's the recognition that no one, not even the person you see in the mirror, is perfect. We live in a world that often pushes us toward an idealized version of ourselves, whether it's through social media, societal expectations, or even the voices in our own heads. These images of perfection can make us feel as if we are constantly falling short. The truth, however, is that perfection is a myth, and the pursuit of it often leads to self-criticism and discontent. The path to self-love begins when we understand that being imperfect is not a flaw, but a part of being human. Accepting imperfection doesn't mean giving up on self-growth or settling for less. It's not about saying I'm fine the way I am and avoiding self-improvement. Rather, it's about freeing ourselves from the pressure of having to be perfect and allowing ourselves to evolve in our own time. In fact, it's in our mistakes, our missteps, and our failures that we often find our greatest lessons. Each imperfection is a part of our story, a piece of the puzzle that makes us who we are. When we can embrace that, we stop beating ourselves up over what we don't have or what we haven't achieved and begin to see the beauty in our journey. Accepting imperfection is a way of letting go of unrealistic comparisons. It's too easy to look at others and think they have it all together, but what we fail to see is that everyone is wrestling with their own set of challenges, doubts, and flaws. No one is without struggle. When we embrace our imperfections, we stop seeking validation from outside sources and start finding value in ourselves, regardless of what others think or how they might perceive us. True self-love is not about changing who we are to fit a mold, but about learning to honor the person we already are, with all of our imperfections. By doing so, we open ourselves up to a deeper, more authentic connection with ourselves, which is the foundation for genuine growth and transformation. It is through this acceptance that we find peace, knowing that we are already whole, just as we are. Self-love involves cultivating a sense of inner peace and compassion toward oneself. It's not just about feeling good about who you are on the surface, but about creating a deep, lasting relationship with yourself that is built on kindness, understanding, and patience. So much of life is spent in external pursuits, chasing goals, seeking approval, and trying to meet the expectations of others. Yet without a solid foundation of self-compassion, these external achievements often feel hollow. True self-love comes from the ability to look inward and treat yourself with the same care and understanding you would offer to a loved one. Creating inner peace starts with letting go of judgment. We are often our harshest critics, holding ourselves to standards that no one else would ever expect of us. We are quick to blame, criticize, or even punish ourselves when we make mistakes. But self-love teaches us to quiet that inner voice of criticism and replace it with one of encouragement. Rather than beating ourselves up over a shortcoming or failure, we learn to approach those moments with curiosity and understanding. What can we learn from this experience? How can we grow? When we replace self-judgment with self-compassion, we open the door to healing and personal growth. The process of cultivating compassion for yourself also involves recognizing your needs and respecting them. Too often we push ourselves beyond our limits because we feel the need to please others or meet external demands. But true compassion for yourself means understanding when to rest, when to say no, and when to take time for reflection. It's about giving yourself permission to be imperfect and acknowledging that you don't have to be constantly achieving or performing to be worthy of love and respect. It's about nurturing your emotional health with the same attention that you would give to someone you care about deeply. When we begin to treat ourselves with this kind of kindness, we create an environment of safety within. We stop fighting against ourselves and start working in harmony with who we are, embracing all parts of us. This inner peace and compassion allow us to show up more fully in the world, offering love, understanding, and support to others from a place of genuine connection with ourselves. Self-love is the cornerstone of emotional resilience, the ability to adapt and thrive in the face of adversity. When you love yourself, you create a strong emotional foundation that enables you to navigate life's challenges with grace and strength. It doesn't mean you will never face pain, loss, or disappointment. Instead, it means that when these difficult moments arise, you have the inner tools to weather the storm and emerge stronger. The foundation of emotional resilience begins with the belief that you are worthy of love and care, regardless of the circumstances you face. When you love yourself, you understand that setbacks and hardships are temporary and they do not define who you are. This belief allows you to take setbacks less personally and view them as part of the natural ebb and flow of life, rather than as insurmountable obstacles. You recognize that failures and challenges are opportunities for growth and learning, not evidence of your inadequacy. This mindset shift is a key part of building emotional resilience. It helps you bounce back from difficulties instead of being consumed by them. Self-love also plays a critical role in how we manage our emotions during tough times. When we are emotionally resilient, we are better able to acknowledge and process our feelings without being overwhelmed by them. Loving yourself means being gentle with your emotions, allowing yourself to feel sadness, frustration, or anger without judgment. Instead of suppressing or ignoring these feelings, you approach them with curiosity and understanding. By embracing these emotions rather than avoiding them, you create space for healing and growth. It's this ability to sit with discomfort and remain grounded in self-compassion that enables you to move through difficult moments without being defined by them. Self-love strengthens your capacity to set healthy boundaries, which is an essential part of resilience. When you love yourself, you are more likely to recognize when you need to step back, take a break, or remove yourself from situations that are emotionally draining. By prioritizing your emotional well-being, you build the strength to handle life's ups and downs without losing sight of who you are or compromising your mental health. Through this process, you develop the resilience necessary to face whatever comes your way with confidence and a sense of inner peace. True self-love is not just about how you feel about yourself in moments of peace or joy, but how you protect and prioritize your own well-being in the face of external pressures. One of the most important aspects of self-love is the ability to set boundaries. Boundaries are essential for preserving your emotional, mental, and physical health. Without them, you risk depleting your energy, losing sight of your needs, and becoming overwhelmed by the demands of others. Setting boundaries is a way of acknowledging that you are worthy of care and respect and that your needs matter. Setting boundaries is often misunderstood It's not about being rigid or shutting others out, but rather about creating the space you need to take care of yourself. This means recognizing when something or someone is draining you and choosing to protect your energy. Boundaries can take many forms, whether it's saying no to an extra task at work when you're already stretched thin, taking time for yourself, even when others expect you to be available, or even distancing yourself from relationships that feel toxic. Saying no doesn't make you selfish, it's an act of self-preservation. When you prioritize your own well-being by setting boundaries, you're ensuring that you can show up as the best version of yourself for others, rather than burning out or losing your sense of self. Another aspect of self-love and boundaries is knowing when to ask for help. Often people who struggle with setting boundaries also struggle with feeling like they need to do everything on their own. They fear that asking for help will make them appear weak or incapable, but in reality, asking for help is a form of self-respect. It's recognizing that you don't have to carry the weight of the world alone. When you acknowledge your limits and reach out to others, you're showing yourself the same compassion you would show a close friend. You're valuing your own needs and understanding that you don't have to do it all. In addition to setting boundaries with others, self-love also involves setting boundaries within yourself. This means learning to recognize when your thoughts or behaviors are working against your well-being and taking steps to redirect them. It might mean silencing the inner critic that tells you you're not enough, or distancing yourself from negative self-talk that reinforces feelings of inadequacy. Setting these internal boundaries allows you to create a more supportive and loving relationship with yourself, one where you protect your sense of worth and cultivate positive, affirming thoughts. Self-love also requires the understanding that you are allowed to prioritize yourself without guilt. Many people feel guilty when they put their own needs first, especially when others depend on them. But self-love teaches that you are not being selfish when you take care of yourself. You are, in fact, making it possible for you to continue giving to others in a way that is healthy and sustainable. When you create the space to meet your own needs, whether that's through rest, solitude, or pursuing things that bring you joy, you are replenishing your energy and reinforcing your own sense of worth. This makes you more capable of handling external pressures and being a source of support for others without depleting yourself. Setting boundaries is an essential practice of self-love because it honors your own needs and protects your energy. By learning to say no when necessary and creating healthy distance from what drains you, you make room for growth, healing, and the kind of self-respect that nurtures true emotional well-being. The more you practice setting these boundaries, the more you come to realize that self-love is not just an abstract idea, but a practical, daily act of preserving and prioritizing your own health and happiness. Self-love is the foundation of a fulfilling and resilient life. It's not a one-time act, but a continuous journey of embracing imperfections, practicing compassion, building emotional resilience, and setting healthy boundaries. When you truly love yourself, you create a space for growth, inner peace, and the strength to face challenges with grace. It's about recognizing your own worth, understanding your needs, and treating yourself with the same care and respect that you would offer to others. In the end, self-love is not selfish, it's essential. It's through loving yourself that you are better able to give, connect, and thrive in the world. Thank you for taking the time to reflect on these words. I wish you all the best as you continue on your own journey towards self-love. May you find the peace, strength, and joy that come with truly accepting and honoring yourself. Good luck And remember, you are deserving of all the love you give to others. Thank you